Hello, my name is Kelsey and welcome to Becoming Home, a channel encompassing crafting, cooking, decor tips, organization tricks, and DIY projects. In this video, I'm going to show you how to upcycle plain brown paper into wrapping paper. This simple craft is thrifty, but with fun and cute results. Have you ever received a package from Amazon with tons of brown paper in it and thought there must be something I can use this for, and then folded it and put it away in your craft drawer knowing that someday inspiration would strike and you'd put it to good use? Well, that's what happened to me, and this video is the result. First, grab your supplies. I'm just using these acrylic paints that I always have on hand, and then I rummaged through my craft drawer to see what items I could find to use for shapes, stamps, stencils, etc. I found some cork bottle stoppers and some clothespins. Yes, that is broccoli you see on the table. Pinterest inspired me to rummage through my fridge as well, and I love the effect of broccoli on the paper. Unfold that crumpled, rumpled, wrinkled paper and iron it, yes, iron it, to flatten it out and make it more like wrapping paper you'd actually be proud to use for gifts. I wasn't sure this would work, but I emptied my iron of water, as I didn't want to risk the paper getting wet and tearing or getting ruined completely, and I went for it. Did you know that servants used to iron the newspaper before they delivered it to the breakfast table in the mornings? The paper was often fresh from the printing press and the ink was still wet. Couldn't have the lord and ladies getting their hands blackened. Just something I picked up from Downton Abbey. Once your paper is flattened and usable, you can begin to decorate it. I have 3 designs to show you today. The first uses the cork. Squeeze some paint onto a paper plate and spread it out in a thick layer. Then tap your cork into the paint and then onto the paper. Repeat. This creates a polka dot design, and I think the white paint is very striking against the brown background. If you prefer a more defined, solid dot, you can reload your cork with paint more often. Or if you like variation in the amount of paint, you can reload it fewer times. The only pitfall you have to watch out for with this design is the tendency to polka your dots into lines. The next design uses a wooden clothespin. Squeeze out the 2 colors you're going to use into little dabs next to each other. Ideally, they would be a clothespin width apart. This didn't happen for me, but you'll see why it would have been easier. Place your clothespin in the paint, tap off the excess onto the paper plate, then place on the paper. Repeat. One side of my clothespin had thicker sides than the other. I tried both and liked both. When you load up with more paint, make sure you don't get the side switched and put the yellow side in the blue and vice versa. The other color combination I used was green and red, and while the blue-yellow combo would have resulted in a pretty green, the red-green combination would result in a brown on top of brown paper. Not ideal. The last design uses the floret of broccoli and is probably my favorite. I think the gold paint brings something extra to the design, and I love the sparkle effect from the broccoli. I used white, silver, and gold paint. With this design, you definitely want to dab off the excess paint. If you don't, you'll get a blotch rather than a sparkle. I love the freedom of this design. You can overlap the sparkles or space them further apart, and it still looks great. Finally, and I hope this goes without saying, but don't eat the broccoli after you've painted with it. What I love about creating your own wrapping paper is that you can customize the design to the person you're giving it to. A 6-year-old girl's birthday party? Maybe pink polka dots. A teenage boy? Maybe something colorful but unassuming like the clothespin design. A wedding shower? Maybe the white, gold, and silver sparkles that look like champagne bubbles. Or fireworks. You could do it in red, white, and blue for a 4th of July theme. Whatever the occasion or the person, you can customize the paper and the finishing touches to better suit their personalities. By doing so, you present a more thoughtful, sincere, and meaningful exterior to the gift inside. Now, obviously, this homemade aesthetic isn't for everybody and wouldn't work for every occasion. But there is a rustic charm to the brown, crinkly paper and the homemade cute design. Especially if you like to give gifts often, this can lower your costs or allow you to spend more on the gift itself. It also gives you the opportunity to be creative and shows the recipients that you spent time making something specifically for them. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that it's inspired you to be creative, to upcycle, to think outside the Amazon box. Let me know in the comments if you thought this was a fun craft and whether you'd like to see additional design ideas in a future video. Check out some of my other projects here, and be sure to subscribe if you like my content. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you next Friday.